Hello, everyone, and we are live and in the doghouse. I want to give a quick shout out to Pro Wrestling Tees. Go there, pick you up some referee T-Bone Jones merch. Also, our guest tonight has merch there too. Hang on one second, we'll introduce him. Also, check out CapGo Championship belts for all your title needs. They can make a hell of a custom made belt, cowhide floppy leather, CNC sketching, or acid etching. So check them out on Facebook, CapGo Championship belts. We're about to share the screen right here with our guest. And welcome our guest, everyone. The high flying agile Gen Z. How you
Everyone,
doing,
how are
man?
you?
Working everywhere. I see you everywhere on the buddy we got back here. Everybody go check that out. If you go to an indie show, pick up one of his wrestling buddies. They're freaking awesome.
I was 13 years old. I had my first match, my first battle royal in June of 2020.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And then just been riding the wave since then.
That is awesome, man. That is awesome. Who's been your biggest inspiration in wrestling? Who's your biggest inspiration?
So growing up, like I always liked the Roman Reigns, Dolph Ziggler, Seth Rollins. Those were always my guys. Zack Ryder was a big favorite of mine. The Hardy Boys. Um, and then I got into indie wrestling, and then I started watching people like Huff Manley, Rocky Rage, Zayden Kane, who have all had a hand in training me as well. So it was really cool going from watching the indie shows and going and watching these guys and cheering them on to being in the ring with them and getting to learn from them and then wrestle them and then go on from there. But yeah, it's been a fun ride.
Awesome. Awesome, brother. We have Sarah Jones in the comments. She said Gen Z rules. You're already getting some good feedback, brother.
That's what I like to hear.
Who has been your toughest opponent so far in your career?
Um, a man that I've never pinned is Zayden Kane, who's had a big hand in training me. We've wrestled multiple times, and I've yet to pin him. I just wrestled him 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
It was in Charleston, and I don't have any wins over him yet. I did beat him for the BGW Warfare Championship, but it was a triple threat, and I didn't pin him. So I didn't pin him for the belt. I beat him, but I haven't pinned him. So I would say Zayden Kane. Those are always some pretty rough matches to get through. Anybody else? I would say Zayden Kane, man. He's one tough competitor, and I'm glad to say
The show I love.
Yeah.
This is the 2-minute promo section. We're going to start this and make this a ritual every week. I'm going to give you the opportunity to tell me who is Gen Z. 2-minute promo. Have fun with it.
Yeah, I'll do my best to give you 2 minutes. But
give me
Gen Z, I'm just I'm just an 18-year-old kid. I'm just trying to live my dream and keep professional wrestling up with the latest trends. But I'm also not gonna take any bullcrap from anybody. I'm here to live my dream and show people that Gen Z is taking over the world. Because if you think about it, we're your next presidents, we're your next CEOs, your next billionaires, your next managers. I mean, we're gonna be taking over the world whether you like it or not. And social media is taking over the world. AI is taking over the world, and Generation Z, we're some of the ones who built that stuff. We're the ones who professional wrestling as Gen Z.
Absolutely, man. I'm a believer. I'm a believer in you, man. You got me. You got me hooked. Sarah Jones said, "What has been your biggest obstacle so far in your career?"
It was definitely the age. It was the age. Starting so young, people didn't really want to give me a chance or really take me seriously, especially being 14, 15, 16. Once I hit 17, it changed a little bit, and then once I hit 18, man, it was a whole different fight. Like wanting to book me. I guess they've had their eye on me since I was younger, and then finally I was of age, and they were like, "Hey, we can finally bring this guy in." Which I mean, I can't blame them at the same time because like it's a liability thing. I get it. I understand. But I mean, also like I could bring my mom in and have her sign a waiver if I really need to. But it also affected getting like licensing and stuff for like Kentucky, Maryland, South Carolina, stuff like that. Because I had a few people in Kentucky reaching out to me when I was 16, and I was like, I can't. I was like, unless you want to run an illegal show without having licensing, I was like, I can't be there.
That sucks.
But definitely the age stuff because people didn't really want to take a chance or didn't take me seriously. They thought I was just some kid, like just running around trying to take over. When I mean, like I actually mark in the business and have some fun. But I guess they didn't see a different ball game.
Awesome. And that's right. You're so young. You guys already for being so young. That is awesome, man. That is awesome. I am like blown away by the skill set of you. I've watched you in the locker room. I've seen you in the ring. You conduct yourself very professionally. I got to commend you on being so young and being so professional.
Thank you.
Really do. You're welcome. Now, where can we see Gen Z next? Where are you going to be at?
Yeah, man. So my next, we were supposed to be in Oak Hill, West Virginia, this coming Friday for Appalachian Championship Wrestling, but unfortunately, it's been they've just been having problems with the venue, I guess. But the next scheduled one, as of right now, is April 26th in Winfield, West Virginia, at BGW. I'm defending my Warfare Championship. I don't know who against yet. But I'll be up in Pittsburgh from now until then. We've been going up to Pittsburgh a lot for 880 Wrestling, having a blast up there during the Thursday night fights and stuff. I love going to Pittsburgh. It's a beautiful city. The fans are into it. You know, there's guys maybe a little bit more than boo the bad guys. They get into it. They're rowdy. But yeah, I'll be up in Pittsburgh from running a bunch of shows with Appalachian Championship Wrestling this summer. I always say this: if there's a Battleground Wrestling show or an Appalachian Championship Wrestling show, I'm gonna be there. So I always consider two of those my home. So it's a very rare chance that I'm not gonna be there. Gonna be returning to Premier Wrestling League in June. Haven't been there in a long time. Maybe I don't know if it's been a year yet, but it's been a while. Okay. Premier Wrestling League, got some Real Shoot Wrestling dates coming up. Got a bunch, man, a bunch. Trying to think. We'll be down in North Carolina near the end of the year, summer, into the winter months. So yeah, we're all over the place, man. All over the place.
That's what I said, man. The moonsaults, the cartwheels, and everything, dude. You are phenomenal. You are. You are absolutely. You're great, man. You're up and coming. You're gonna be bigger than what you already are. Now I got another title. Would you like to hold that you haven't yet? What belts out there Gen Z has not held yet?
Are we talking like on the independent scene? Or are we talking like
Indies and indies?
For sure.
Okay, so I'm talking indies.
You know, it's a good question. I would like to. I really want to get into GCW. I'd love to go to GCW. Of course, holding a belt there would be awesome. But step number one is getting there, but it'll happen eventually. I know it will. We just gotta get there. Championship. I'd love to get a title up at RSW. I don't think those fans appreciate me enough, but I'll show them one day. And winning that championship might just be the day. But honestly, any title, any champions that want to step up, they want a good challenger, I'm here. Time and place, name it, I'll be there.
Sarah Jones said she would like to see you against Adam Armstrong for the silver screen title at USW.
Okay, yeah.
Oh wow,
I've seen that belt. That's a nice looking title. That's one that looks like a little TV, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a beautiful belt. Very beautiful belt. And
for
he's
sure,
held
for
that belt
sure.
for well over a year. There's a lot of great challengers. Anthony Rucker, one of your former for that belt right now.
Okay, yeah. I've beat Anthony Rucker, so I mean, if he wins it, I can just beat Anthony Rucker. There you go.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Ooh. Top of my game as always. Top of my game. It just depends where the top is for me at that point. In 5 years, I'd love to have a contract. Don't get me wrong. A contract is always the end goal. I know you said that WWE is always the end goal, which is great. I'd love to go to WWE. Don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, I just want a contract. I don't care who it's with. I just want to be able to make a living doing this. I'm going to be honest. 9 to 5s, they're just not for me. I don't see myself having that 9 to 5 Monday through Friday stuff. And just doing this on the weekends. Like I try to do this every single day, like as much as possible, like weekdays, weekends. Sometimes I'm on the road Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then working Monday through Wednesday on the road as much as possible. That's all right because I do think it'll happen eventually. So yeah, just being as big as.
Awesome, man, awesome. How is Yeah, hang on, I gotta see how is a big guy like yourself so agile?
I'm not really sure if I'm gonna be honest, but I love that I'm able to do that kind of stuff. When I was like that. And as I got a little bit older, I was doing like the whisper in the wind type deals, but I was never able to pull off the moonsault. But it wasn't until after I already started wrestling that I was able to do that. But I would go out on my trampoline, I'd bring like a little crash pad with me. So even if I'm on a trampoline, I still have like a protective, like it was. But I would just try to do these moonsaults, and I just keep landing on my head, boom, boom. So I'd have to like jump like this so I could catch myself when I land on my head. But eventually, I was getting that full rotation, and I was like, okay, this isn't that bad. And then I just got in the ring and did it, and here we are, boom, and just.
That's awesome, brother. That is awesome.
Yeah, man, it's just getting in the ring and trying it, honestly, and I was just able to do it. That's the gift of God.
All right, well, we're gonna ask the floor up to the other 6 fans that are watching right now. What are your goals for Gen Z in 2025?
2025. Wrestle more than I did last year. Last year I had, I want to say 50 matches, around the 50 mark. I would love to break 100 this year. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what I'm at. Like I keep track of all my matches and stuff. I've kept track of them since I started. Um, I haven't counted them since this year started, but I would love to wrestle more than I did last year. I'd love to keep the titles that I have now and add more to the collection. I've wrestled a couple notable opponents, but I'd like to get in there with some more names. I've wrestled Jason Kincaid. I've wrestled Suicide from TNA. And then I've tagged with Fuego del Sol from AEW and now on the Indies and stuff. I did a battle royal just recently with James Ellsworth and the Sandman. And then November of last year, I did a big battle royal at WrestleCade in Winston-Salem. And it had Danhausen, who actually eliminated me from the battle royal. I got cursed. It had Danhausen. It had Ellsworth, Shane Taylor, Rhett Titus, Richard Holiday, Heath, Swoggle. I mean, the list goes on and on. There were so many names in there, and then a few of us indie guys. But yeah, I'd love to wrestle, get in there with some more names and stuff, and learn from the guys who have been where I want to be. But yeah.
That is awesome, brother. I appreciate every little bit of time you did give me. We're going to open the floor up right now, though, to the fans. There's 6 people watching. If you haven't yet, hit the like button and all you like. We'll leave it open for 2 minutes and see what happens. If anybody wants to ask questions, feel free. I know Sarah Jones been lighting you up all night, but that's my lovely wife.
That's the way. That's the way I want it. Ask anything you want. I'm open for anything, man. Open for anything.
Again, while we're waiting on them to ask you a question, go ahead and let the fans know where they're going to be able to see you at next.
Instagram, X, and TikTok. All Facebook. Yeah, I'll post all the shows and stuff. You can catch some match clips here and there, and a couple like day in the life, I guess. Just stuff I do. So yeah.
Somebody said wrestler said, "How much duck does Gen Z take?" I don't know what he means by that. How much? I guess he wants to know if you have a duck. I don't know. Do you have a duck?
I don't have a duck. I don't really eat duck either. It's not really my thing.
So
Yeah,
that's a weird question. We got 8 people watching. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm not going to keep Gen Z all night. I know I got to work in the morning. I don't know about him, but y'all have a great night. God